noting the RSVPs for the meeting?
Connie, I think he's having some problems with his thing. I think Lori and Amanda were the two that might be missing.
That said that they RSVP that they could be here, but they're
Yes.
missing.
Yeah, they
Yes.
confirmed, but I think it's Amanda and Lori.
Can you can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Yes. Lori Carson and Amanda Hahn, both from Industries, confirmed that they were going to be here.
Well, that is unfortunate that they're not here at this time. I did get like I said, I got an out of office from Colonel Klimner and unfortunately had not been able to get a hold of George. Had Corinne, did you have any luck with reaching out to?
I texted her, but she is not responding yet. Let me check to see if she's even read it.
Okay.
No, it's not been read yet.
Okay. Well, it is regrettable. We had a really good agenda for today. I'm interested particularly in the slide presentation that Mike and Corinne both attended Metro Council meeting that Mike presented.
So I'm not sure if you want to make a motion to delay this and have it later. If we do that, I do want to make a motion that we have a quick discussion about something else to put on the agenda, but that's your all's decision on what you want to do.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have a quorum, so.
Hey, Amanda, were you going to attend the meeting? This is Robert Rose from MSD.
Oh, Robert, we can hear you.
Amanda said it's waiting for someone to let her in. Is MSD PC support on the phone or in the meeting here?
Wes, I'll call Andre.
Yes.
Okay, Andre, can you let her in, please?
Yes.
Thank you.
I think he's going to let you into the meeting, Amanda. Appreciate your patience.
Robert, are you able to check back with Amanda?
To Amanda, and she said she's trying to call in now. I guess the firewalls over there at her industry won't let her join the Zoom link.
Okay. Hopefully she'll be able to come up on camera if she's using her phone.
She was using her phone, but she's trying to call the phone number, the 1-800 number attached to the Zoom link now.
Connie, is there anything you all need to vote on during this meeting?
Just, I mean, just the
Besides
general, yeah, just meeting
meeting
minutes.
minutes.
And so we could add the meeting minutes, I guess, to the next.
Maybe that would be
meeting.
the way to proceed, so you can go ahead with your presentations, because if you're not voting,
Yeah, okay.
again, not having the quorum, you could still have like an informational meeting.
Okay, great. We'll go ahead and do that. Okay, so I guess officially at 2:20, we'll call the meeting of the Louisville Jefferson County Hazardous Materials Ordinance Board to order. I am Connie Mendel, currently serving as chair of the meeting. It looks like Amanda was able to join by phone. Welcome, Amanda. We're going to have we're going to have an informational session. I'll defer to Corrine Greenberg, our vice chair, and Cheryl Fisher is our secretary. Other board members present. See Jason Myman, and now Amanda Hahn.
Lori Carson just joined too, so that would give us quorum.
Okay, great. Yes.
Did Lori and Jason at least come on camera? Thank you. Hi, Lori.
There you go. All right.
Apologize, I was out in the plant with no electronics for the time, and kind of glad you had some technical difficulties so I could make this.
Okay. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Great. All right. We will move along quickly. So with that, we have no public speakers scheduled to join. Is that correct, Mike?
That's correct.
All right. So with that, everyone should have a copy of the January meeting minutes. For those of you reviewed, are there any corrections to those minutes?
I have just a question.
Okay.
On the top of the second page, there's just a mention. The purpose of the board is to ensure an appeals process is made available. Was that discussed?
That's always been the purpose of the board per the hazardous material ordinance. Yeah.
But was
Chapter
it discussed?
Oh, I don't know. That was, I think it was, I think I mentioned it.
Yeah. Okay.
Typically I try to do that as an introduction. So, but I don't know, there was a discussion. Do we need,
I
do you think
move
we
that
need, oh, go ahead, Cheryl, please.
I move that we accept the minutes from the January meeting.
Is there a second?
Second. I'll second.
Okay, by Corinne Greenberg. Okay, all those in favor and coming on camera saying aye.
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 Aye. Okay, anyone opposed? Okay. Hearing none. Minutes are approved. With that, the next item we have up is the chair report. I don't have a formal report. Mine would be to defer to the items that we have in our new business. Or I'm sorry, we'll defer, that will be the report for the day, the new business categories. We do have the 2024 annual report under old business. Mike, were you going to provide information to that report?
Don and
Don and Maureen
yeah.
will be providing the update
Okay.
on the annual report.
Great, please proceed.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. So in 2024, we had 90 hazmat related incidents. 52 of those were declared by the fire departments in the area. We had 18 non-declared and 20 additional requests for the MSD response related to hazardous materials. Majority of these occurred at a facility. We had one at a residence and 35 motor vehicle accidents. And we had several smaller categories with 3 structure fires, 3 gas leaks, 1 containing transformer oil, and 1 of a abandoned material chemical dumping. We have 11 NOVs issued to those with fines, and then we have 1 pending with the EMA. In addition, so just going through some of the recommendations by the board. We have been posting hazardous materials incident logs on MSD's websites. We are posting those within a few weeks of the discussion in the response group meetings. And I have also been working with our safety and training departments, and we are emphasizing within our organization reporting requirements as well. So we have created more of an emphasis on that with annual safety training for all of our field employees. And I've also been working with the training department to develop an e-learning course, and that should go live August 1st. So all of our union employees and field workers and people who in our computer room who accept calls from the field will be receiving that training. And if there is a incident, a violation, they will be required to take that training again. So that's a brief overview. Are there any questions related to the report?
Yeah, I did have one question. All of the notifications are related to delayed or failed to respond. Is there an opportunity for us to provide additional training to our industry in Metro Louisville to prevent or to meet the ordinance for notification?
So if there's an enforcement action, you're asking, is there an opportunity for an industry to provide further training?
Yeah, is there an opportunity for whether within the Louisville Metro Emergency Management Agency, within MSD or otherwise, so we don't, all of the violations are related to failure to report or delayed reporting?
Yes. So typically that training would be required by the facility itself. And I mean, in essence, a notice of violation is, essentially that it's a notice that there is that 15 minute requirement. And then as that violation is issued, we do expect, just like within MST, as we've had our own violations in the past, for the agency or the facility to provide training in-house.
So before an incident occurs, how is that requirement shared with facilities?
So, are asking how we can, before an incident has occurred, the notification or the expectation of what the requirement is across
Mhm.
industries. So it's not post violation where some industries may not be aware of that 15-minute requirement.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, okay. Well, so I definitely, open to any recommendations. It is ultimately the facility's responsibility to be aware of any regulations in which they operate. But if there is a recommendation or a way MSD can help, because I mean, ultimately, we just want notification to be made, right? So we can get professionals on scene and provide the help that may be needed.
Okay.
And this is Mike Moore. I'd like to add that if they have hazardous materials at a location, they should be submitting an HMPC plan to MSD. Under that, it has their response capability. They should recognize and know. We provide them or tell them that they have to meet the HMO requirements, which is immediate in 15 minutes. So when they submit that, there is an element in there on what they're going to do and how they're going to respond to incidents at their facility.
Thank you.
Which is usually an attachment C, which we usually require a facility to have at the facility posted somewhere to make immediate notification.
I can just
Yeah.
give some input from an industrial facility. It is really clear in the rules, regulations, plans, all of that, that there's immediate notification. I think that the issues come up where something might happen and you don't have enough information to determine, was this a reportable incident or not? And I think that causes a delay on facilities' part. I don't think it's lack of awareness that the rule's there.
So
I can't speak for whoever this was, but this is my experience is a lot of times when something happens, you're scrambling to get data to understand the nature and extent, what it is, where it came from, how much.
Right.
And those are crucial to determining whether it's reportable. And sometimes that's, you don't have that at your fingertips quickly. That's my experience. There's some other industry folks on here if you have a different experience. So Connie, I appreciate that. And there might be companies that don't understand their obligations, but I feel like that's very clear. The rule is very clear. It's executing it sometimes that can be tricky.
Thank you. Your input is helpful, and thank you, Mike. From there, our next is new business, and I see that the first thing listed is board member vacancy. I think we have had one industry representative. We've been short one industry representative position. Again, well, we may need, we may end up with another vacant position as that is a member of the general public. We're still following up because the George Becker, who's currently in the position, is set to expire, and we've not renewed his membership at this time. I understand that Colonel Clipper is her position is ending, but we do have a replacement already set. So just isn't official yet. So that is fortunate. And that is Bobby Cooper. Anything else from our MSD colleagues on positions and vacancies? I know Althea is currently working to get those positions renewed for those that are interested.
We don't have any updates right now.
Okay.
Connie, my
Right.
term will expire also before the next meeting of this board.
Do you know if you're eligible for renewal and if you're interested?
Mike, how many terms are we allowed to serve?
I would have to go back and pull up the bylaws, but I didn't think there was a limit on them.
All right. I
We'll
guess
we'll
I'll
check and get that information back to you.
okay, thank you.
Hopefully we'll have also our vacancies filled by the next meeting. So this is an opportunity for anyone that would be interested. Again, one is we definitely have an industry position open and we may have a general public position open. All right. Mike, I see you next on the agenda as far as official email addresses.
Yeah, and this is just a quick notification. We did have some emails going back and forth, and we noticed that some of the emails that were being used were not board emails. Now, in your case, Connie, and I think the fire department, you can use your emails from work because I think because you're subject to the open records requests and stuff. But for anybody else on the board members, if there that aren't using those types of addresses, they must use if they're making emails to other members of the board or to us or anything else, please remember to use your board email address that you've been provided.
Mike, do you know if they're also able to copy an additional email address that may make it I know it's easier for me if I'm able to copy that.
That's what I was going to just ask. So if I send something from my work email, but I copy my board email, a copy of that correspondence would still show up in my Metro Board's email account. Would that meet the open records?
Jackie, you might be able to answer that better than me, but if it's part of the record, it should count. I don't see a reason that it wouldn't, but
Yeah, I can easily get in that habit.
yeah. Okay.
We can verify that with Althea.
Thank you.
Great. All right. So then we now go to Mike and the presentation that was provided to Louisville Metro Council.
Okay, so Corinne, you're on here. We sent all the board members a copy of the presentation. What I'd like to kind of fill you in a little bit. And Corinne, if you can open that up and share it, and I'll let you give the presentation since you gave the presentation at the board. So the purpose of the ad hoc committee board meeting was not to just talk to MSD, but to go over a bunch of different boards that are out there, and the ad hoc committee kind of wanted to know how many board members there are, how many times they meet, the purpose of the board, kind of what they do, and those types of things, because there are some boards that haven't met at all. There are some boards that have one person on the board. So they were trying to get a good idea on how many boards there are, if they're worthwhile, if they needed to be terminated, if they're doing what they're supposed to, I think. So there was a slide put together. Corinne gave the presentation. She did a very good job and did it in a very quick time. So Corinne, if you have that pulled up and if you want to share and do it.
I wasn't actually expecting to be asked this. I'm trying to find it right now. Do you have it?
I do have it. It was sent to you in an email from Stonin and Stonin, I don't know what the date was on that. I'd have to go back and look, but yeah.
Because, well, actually, if you sent it to me before the board meeting, before the Metro
But we
Council.
sent it to all the board members too before this meeting. So I can pull it up and go through it if you want me to do it.
I'm sorting by attachments now.
I have it pulled up.
Okay. Yeah, in truth, I ran through the 10 slides and then Mike took all the questions, which actually took probably half the time or more, and he did a good job with that. You know, he got the hard questions. I just got to speak to the good news part.
Can you see this now?
Not seeing it yet. There it is.
Okay. So I'm going to go through this very quickly. Hopefully, and pretty much this is a very quick overview. We were told that we had 7 minutes to provide, I think it was 7 minutes to provide it and go through the slides and that kind of stuff. And then they had times to ask questions. So if you go back, the real reason or purpose for, I slipped. This is the reason that we had the HMO, is because we had the sewer explosion in February the 13th of 1981. And because of that, and because it destroyed a lot of our sewers, fortunately nobody was injured in it. Then whenever they decided to develop the HMO, they gave MSD the requirement to administer it. So that's how we got that responsibility. And we've been doing it since, I think it was in 1985. So it's in response to the City of Louisville's concerns regarding the management reporting of hazardous materials, the hazardous materials coordinates was enacted, and we were assigned the role. The primary protection of the HMO is for public health through prevention and control of hazardous materials, incidents, and releases. And the key points of it, it requires immediate reporting, which is the 15-minute reporting requirement that we talked about. And that's of reportable quantities of materials. And also if it goes into our collection system or into our sanitary system. Hazardous materials use and spill prevention control plans are required, which is part of the HMO, and enforcement action for noncompliance include fines of not more than $5,000. There was an interest in that because it seemed kind of low. We haven't changed that since the enactment of the HMO. So I don't know if this ever gets open again, if that'd be a point of discussion or not.
Yeah, it was. I'm jumping real quick on this point. One of the weirder questions that the board members threw at Mike was something like, in the past year, there were only like $11,000 in fines levied, and they made it sound as if because there were not enough fine collections that they were questioning the purpose and work of the board. And my thought to that is, I think in addition to bringing in revenue, it's probably more important that the work of the board and the HMO more broadly and generally encourages companies to do the right thing the right way. And that's more of a bigger mission than collecting $5,000 here and $5,000 there.
Well, and I think one of the things that's missed in that too is $5,000 is the maximum fine. Typically for the first or second, you're not going to go to the maximum fine for that, or you're going to evaluate it and look at it, how egregious, those kinds of things. So whenever you start looking, if it's first time notice of violation, there might not be a fine associated with it. So typically that's for a second or an egregious incident. So that's where you get into why there wasn't as many fines. But they did ask that question, and you're right. That was kind of questioning how we administer, I think, the program itself. But we haven't, to let you know, since that ad hoc committee, we haven't received any other questions from the committee. So I don't know what the actual outcome is going to be. So a preliminary response report is required to be submitted by all responsible parties within 10 days. They send that in to us so we can look. Some of that information from the time of the incident to that 10 days gets updated, and we can evaluate it at an RGM, a response group meeting. Incident investigation findings and preliminary response reports are reviewed. That's where it goes to a response group meeting to identify corrective actions and enforcement actions. The purpose of the appeals and overseers boards, and that's where we talk about the bylaws, and the bylaws have some specific requirements, but it's to coordinate and integrate policies and procedures of the regulating agencies and persons related to the HMPC plan, ensures an appeal process, which is very important. And that's it, agreed by either adequacy of the plan, fines or penalties, or recovery cost. Duties and functions of the board. Here, requests for adjustments to reportable quantities. That's really not going to happen because typically all of our reportable quantities are based on either ordinance or federal regulations or Kentucky regulations. So if you're going to ask for an adjustment, we can't go above any federal or state regulations. We have to meet at least those. But review and report to the mayor, Metro Council, and other interested parties on at least an annual basis the effort of the board to coordinate and integrate policies and procedures for regulating agencies into the HMPC plan. And the appeals and overseas board recommendations are advisory only and shall not be binding. Composition of the team of the board members. That's where we were asking we were talking about earlier, there's 9 members, 4 members are from the regulated industries, 3 from regulatory agencies, 2 shall be from the general public. And terms, there we go, shall be 4 years, a member can succeed themselves. There aren't any limits as far as I know. That's what comes straight out of the bylaws. Meetings, and we assist with that, of course, regular meetings, not specific by bylaws, but we've incorporated at least 2 per year. Special meetings can be requested by chair or 2 members of the board by either written or oral communication. Quorum is a simple majority. Conflict of interest, no member shall vote on a question in which they have an interest. And notice regular and special meetings shall be given to the news media and public. We put those and post those out on MSD's website. Those had been put in under the IWD area. We have expanded that to put them out on the MSD calendar now. We noticed that was a problem during this last recent notification that our IT didn't post those there, and we asked them to post them there. They will be posted on the main website. When you bring up the MSD website, you'll see a calendar. So meeting information, agendas posted 30 days in advance. Meeting minutes posted after approval by board members on the MSD website. Standing agenda items are the introduction to board members, MSD attendance, invited guests, review of old business and additions of new business, report on updates of HMO related incidents, and review of annual report upon completion, which we did today. And most recent discussions and updates to procedures, including posted of HMO related incident data for public assets access and transparency. So all of the things that we've been asked to do as far as transparency, we have done, and we make sure the information is posted. We are doing some additional tracking of that to see what kind of I don't have those updates right now, but how often those are looked at. We went back and kind of reevaluated that to make sure that we would have something available to see how much people actually look at that information. And that's it. Anybody got any questions? Okay, well, thank you very much. And I think Corinne actually got through that quicker than I did. So again, there were quite a few questions, but I think the most notable one was about probably the fines, and that's it. If you're all right, I will close that out.
Thank you, Mike and Corinne. Thank you both for being able to attend the Metro Council meeting and to explain our purpose. In watching the review, I want to apologize. We did not introduce the MSD attendees. So if you would like to go ahead and do that. You can start
Adrian
with Mike.
Niehoff. Sorry, I
Thank you.
was just going to
No.
start off. Adrian
Oh,
Niehoff, the Industrial Programs Manager for MSD.
Great. Thank you.
Donna Morian, Hazardous Materials Industrial Stormwater Supervisor for MSD.
Robert
And Mike
Rose.
Moore,
Go ahead.
the Operations Director for Support Services from MSD.
Okay,
And I am Robert Rose, the Industrial Programs Coordinator.
wonderful. And then Jackie Quarles, who spoke
Oh,
earlier.
sorry, I didn't know if you wanted me. Jackie Quarles, I'm an attorney for MSD.
Great, thank you. Is that everyone who has spoken? Or everyone in attendance? Thank you. And I know we quickly reviewed those of us members, the board members attending, and I mentioned Bobby Cooper, who was an incoming member. So I think that's everyone in attendance here. The next item on the agenda is the proposed date for our next meeting, which according to my calendar would be October 23rd at 2 p.m.
Thursday, October 23rd.
Yes.
I can do that.
Okay. Anyone have any conflicts at this time? Hearing none, we'll follow up among the board members in the coming days to verify availability. Before, I guess I ask for a motion to adjourn. Is there anything else that we need to discuss?
Yes, I'd like to make a motion to discuss the potential for special meetings and appeals. We've never really discussed the procedures for actually going through the appeals and how that process is going to work.
Okay.
We also do have the potential for an appeal.
Mhm.
And that may be a reason to have a special meeting. So I think that procedurally, and Jackie, you might be able to answer the questions for him. Procedurally, I think we have all the elements in place through Robert's rules.
Mike,
Yes.
Mike, I've sent you an email on this. Can
Okay, I'm
we,
sorry.
yeah.
And Jackie, do you know procedurally how we would need to
That's
conduct that
something that's
meeting?
in the email, and we have a
Okay.
follow-up meeting to discuss
Okay.
a couple of
Okay.
different ways we could proceed.
But we need to, yes, we need to, we may have to have a special meeting, and for that, we may have to send out some information to the board to prepare for the special meeting if we have to have it. And it's about a enforcement action.
I mean, in my tenure on the board, Mike, we have called special meetings previously, related to appeals. And I know there was one in particular, we had multiple follow-up meetings and special meetings. So
I don't know that, were they actual special meetings, or did we cover those during the regular meetings? But during those meetings, we never had to do a vote or go through the actual process. That appeal was dropped finally because there was some litigation, and that got resolved outside of the Appeals and Overseers Board. So if you do have to go through a vote and go through that process, we just want to make sure that we follow the proper procedures to get that done. And since Jackie does have some information, we'll follow up and send that. And if we have to have a special meeting, we'll get back in touch with board members so we can get that scheduled.
Okay. We'll await that information.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Anything else that we need to discuss before we adjourn? Thank you to everyone for taking time out of their busy schedules. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Okay, Corinne, a second? Was that Cheryl?
Yes.
Thank you. All right. We are now adjourned. Thank you for your time and participation.
Thank you all.
All right, thank you.